Okay, here comes the fateful tutorial of teaching you guys how to code your own layouts. This is going to be fun, and I'm going to try to do this quickly. I don't know how quick I can do it though, because this is kind of hard to do. Okay, so in the previous one you learned how to upload the picture for your tutorial, and we took this one here. So we're going to need to take this direct link, and I'm going to go to my page. Before you paste a layout, everybody, I'm just going to tell you this right now. Delete everything from your presentation, because if you don't, you're going to regret it and it's going to mess up your whole thing. Even I delete my presentation and I know how to hand code layouts. So I just go into HTML mode. I just select everything and I get rid of it, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I have a code that I coded, and I just use this same code over and over. There's no sense in just retyping it all out. I just use the predetermined code. Okay, so I made a layout for a player on here, and I just still have the code from that layout. So you guys, I will paste this code for you so that you guys can have it. So you're going to copy the code that I give you, which will be in the YouTube description. Okay, and if you can't find the code, just message me on Howrse and I will get it for you. Okay, so now that we have the code pasted, make sure when you paste this you're in HTML mode, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so when you paste this, the first thing you're going to look at is this is the div style, okay? This is where you're going to tell how wide and how tall your whole presentation is going to be. Remember how big we made the picture? It was 810 pixels wide by 750 tall. Okay? So you're going to change that. I'm going to cancel something out here for a second. Just excuse me while I do that. Okay. So anyway, by that height, okay? Now it's going to keep going. It's going to say, you know, you want to center it, the background color, you want it to be transparent, and this is going to start another div style. This is going to be the actual picture. So where it says background URL, you're going to take this out, and you're going to paste the one that you have here, okay, which is this, and you're going to paste it in that URL. Make sure it's in between the parentheses. If it's not, it'll mess it all up. So now we have to tell our layout how big our picture is, which is 810 by 750. Okay? So there's that. Now, I'm going to enter this down. So this will make more sense. Separate these. Okay. So now we're going to click normal mode to just look at it, okay? Just make sure we have the picture on there. And it might take a second for the picture to load, that's alright. I don't know why this picture is taking so long to load here. I'm going to go back here and take this again and see if they messed up their code. Okay, yeah. My computer's experiencing difficulties. I'm going to pause this and come right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My computer just boots me off the internet sometimes. Okay, so you're going to click normal mode, and it's going to bring your picture up, okay? Yeah, your boxes are going to be a little bit funky, okay, on this tutorial. Yours will not look like this. Mine looks like this because mine are already predetermined. When you get yours, you're only going to have one text box, okay? So your code is going to look really short like this. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to locate your box, which is right here on the picture. This is not where our scroll box needs to be. So you're going to click back on HTML mode. Okay, so the first thing you're going to look at is the top, margin top, okay? This is the distance between the top of this box and the top of the picture, okay? We need to make that a smaller number, significantly smaller. So I'm gonna go with 90 pixels. That's still not small enough. So we're gonna go with 30. And we're almost there. Let's try 10. That's too much. See how it went over the line there? So you just play around with that number till you get it lined up where you want it. So 17 is our magic number. Always have the text left aligned, because if it's centered, you won't know how far to the left your box is. This is to the left just fine. Now we need to adjust the width of this box to make it as wide as our presentation. So we're going to change the width to about 400. It's still not wide enough. Let's go with 500. This one's probably going to be about 526, 525, I guess. Nope, a little bit wider. Man, this one just does not want to cooperate today. That's too wide. So we're gonna drop it down. Okay, that's about perfect. That's not where I would have put it. I like mine in a little bit. I probably would have put mine at 38. So to give you an idea, that's about where I'd have mine, because I like to have that little extra on the side there. So now we have this lined up, the width and the top, how high it's supposed to be. So now we want to go into the length of it, or the height. So let's try 400. Okay, now this is what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna experience this. When this happens to you, just press enter, okay, on the thing, and it will automatically drop this down for you, okay? So just press enter. And let's see, I'm doing it the manual way because I'm using Chrome. Do not use Chrome to make your layouts. You will regret it, because it will do all sorts of funky stuff to your layout. So right now I'm just trying to manually put in spaces. Okay, so there we go. That's how tall our box is. That's way too tall. So we need to make it shorter. So we're gonna try 300. Okay. Okay, so about 328. All right, so you've made your first box successfully. Okay, there it is. Now you can erase this, type in it, do whatever it is you want to do. Now we need to put a box here. Now we're going to start from scratch because we don't have a box, okay, at all to put here. So you're going to make sure that you're putting your new box after the closed div, okay? Make sure there's an open and a close. If there's two closed divs here, it's going to mess it all up, okay? These two down here are closing this one and this one, okay? Don't do it past these either, or it's going to be on the bottom of your layout. So press enter here. I always leave a gap so I know which box I'm working with. And you can rewrite this out if you want. I don't. I just copy it like this and I just paste it below it. Now, you're going to need to change these values, okay? So our width for that little box is going to be smaller. And so this one is it's gonna be put down here because my code is telling me that this box is on top of this box and it won't let it happen. So it's pushing it down. So we need to adjust the left-hand side margin, which is this side. And it's gonna say margin left, which is right here, okay? So you need to adjust that to about 500. Okay, so now that it's moving that over, moved it over a little bit too far. Okay, so I need to change the width. And you just play around with these values till you get it over. Sometimes it takes a lot of number jumping before you get it over to where you want it. Okay, so I am going to take a quick break really quick, and I'm going to come right back, okay? Okay, so we're back. So where we left off was trying to determine the height of this next box, okay? So I'm going to show you guys something really quick. So you know how our margin to the top was 17 pixels for this box over here? Okay, that's true. But now, when you look at this box, when you say 17 pixels, it thinks 17 pixels from the bottom of this box, okay? So now you're going to have to start using negative numbers. Negative numbers are not fun. They can mess up a layout sometimes if you don't use them right. This is a good, perfect example. Side-by-side boxes are always the hardest to do because you have to try to get this to come over and then back up. Because this is going to say, okay, well, I'm 17 pixels from here, or 5 pixels in this case. I'm not going any further. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to the top and you're going to put a minus sign in front of the 5. And we're going to type in 205. Okay, now it's bringing that up. And we're going to try 305. That's up a little too high. So we need to bring the number down. Up just a little bit higher. Okay, so 295 was our magic number. Okay, now this is left aligned and we're not over to the left far enough. So now we need to adjust our left margin, which is going to be considerably wider than this one because we're 605 pixels from the very left-hand side of the picture. So we're going to hit 580. That looks about right. 580 looks about right. So now we're going to adjust the width of our box here. And it's not 190, maybe 198. Okay, and now the height. 408 maybe. Too tall. 378. 370. My goodness, sometimes this makes me want to pull out my hair. That's why I don't change my layout very often. It's a long process, but it's worth it. Okay, so now we have our boxes on there. Perfect, fine, dandy. Okay, now you're going to click Save the Presentation. I am not going to save this because my previous layout is on there. So I'm going to click Edit and just ignore what I'm doing for just a second. In fact, I'll pause you, because you're not going to have to do this. Okay, so we're back, and this is where we left off, was in the HTML mode on Howrse, and we had our box here, and we clicked normal mode, and this is where we were at. Now we're going to save the presentation. I'm going to prove to you guys that this works and that your code is not going to say error. So you click Save the Presentation, and it's going to upload the picture to Howrse and your layout. Okay, so the presentation has been modified. So now if you scroll down, my computer's taking a millennium to load these kind of things right now. Okay, so here we are. And our layout was successfully put how we want it. And it was a total success. So now, if you guys have any questions, or you guys still want to do a live session with me, if you want to get more into detail about how to put more boxes, or even how to manipulate photos better so they're not so choppy here, just let me know, and I will set up a live session with you guys, and we can do like a classroom setting where you guys can instant message me live, and we can discuss this. So you guys have a good time, and I hope this helped you. And once again, the description under here, under the video on YouTube, is going to have this code for you to edit. It's a free code. Don't claim it as your own though, please. Don't say that you coded it. You don't have to give me credit or anything, but just use it, and I hope you guys can make some beautiful graphics, and maybe Howrse will listen to us and let us sell them. So you guys have a good one, and play on. So see you later.